This video is to help give some helpful hints on how to read and understand a research paper that could be peer-reviewed, ideally found in your university library search engine. This is one particular paper that I did find from the Ingram Library at the University of West Georgia. A regular research paper is made up of 5 components. You have the abstract in the beginning, then the introduction, the methods, the results, and the discussion. Some papers are short and some papers are rather lengthy. This particular paper is 20 pages long, including the references. So ideally, people would say read it from start to finish, but that's probably not, in my opinion, the best way to do it. What I would suggest is read the introduction first. Why read the introduction first? Because the abstract up here sometimes might be inadvertently biased by the writers because of the way they interpret the results. It doesn't mean it will be, it probably won't be, but there is a chance that it inadvertently could be biased. So jump on down to that introduction, and when you're looking through the introduction, try to find out what the problem is that they're trying to solve. What is the big question that the researchers are trying to answer? What are they trying to answer with the research? How are they going to do this? And all that type of information. Once you've perused the introduction, then you need to go to the methods section. The methods section could be a little lengthy also, especially in a report like this, but the methods section basically is a way for you to understand what they are doing to get their research results. So the methods section should explain in detail how they're going to go about doing this. So if I scroll down and go to our methods section, you should see that down here. So our method talks about the participants, the design and the procedure, how they prepared the students, the learning phase of how they're going to do that, talking about the materials that they used, and all sorts of information like that that goes along with the methods of how they completed the research. Once you're done looking at the methods section, jump on down to the results section. In the results section, that gives you all the information about what was obtained from the methods. So take notes of what the results are, not necessarily worry about what they mean. So if you found a question that was asked in the introduction, see if you can find the answer to that question in the results. If you had a few questions in the introduction, see if you can find the answers to all of those questions in the results. Look for graphs, look for confidence levels in the graphs, look at the sample size. You know, if there's only 10 people and we're talking about a whole state, then that's probably not a good sample size. If it's a class of 30 and you have a sample size of 10, that's probably more than enough people for your sample size, so check your sample size. And again, ask if the results answered any and all of the questions that you had in the beginning when you looked at the introduction. Once you're done looking at the results, then go down to the discussion section. Okay, the discussion section is the very last section that you will see in your paper. And the discussion talks about how they interpreted the results. So the researchers talk in the discussion of what they thought the results meant. Do you think it's the same? Question that. Did they miss anything? Did you pick up something they didn't talk about? Why would that be the case? So read through the discussion with a fine-tooth comb and see how if you agree or disagree with it, and then move on from there. The discussion takes you down to the references, so you're pretty much done reading the paper at that point. So then your very next thing to do is go up back to the beginning and look at the abstract. And the abstract basically summarizes the study with kind of an opinion. So in the abstract, it tells you about what they asked, it tells you what they did, and it tells you how many people were involved, so it briefly talks about the methods, and it talks about what the results gave them. So in a nutshell, even though your research paper is written in 5 complete sections, abstract, introduction, methods, results, and discussion, it's not necessarily meant to be read in that order, which sounds counterintuitive. Ideally, the way we should read it is in the order introduction, methods, results, discussion, and then follow up with the abstract to figure out if that's exactly the same conclusion you came up with. Good luck with reading and understanding research papers. It's never easy, but it's worth the try. Have a great day.